Hi, everyone. Oh, no, there was sound. Just for
It was so good. It was
everyone
so good.
except me.
Flawless.
I was on it. I was really on it today, you know? Really on it. Okay, let's take it back. Let's take it back. Oh, hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Affair on Poplar Lane. Before we get started and say hello to all of our cast members, including our new cast member, Jordan, let's take a quick look at the opening links, which I posted a short while ago in the chat, including all of the places you can find us and interact with us and our community, all of the merch. We had new merch as of last week, some of it including words that Mackenzie actually said in Apotheosis last week. Also, check out our sponsors. Our sponsors are Bird and the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press. We're very grateful to them because they make this all possible. I've also updated the tweet, so if you retweet the tweet, then we'll be very grateful for that too, because the tweet is awesome. Where is the tweet? Oh, there they are. It just came in after a couple of things. There is a tweet there as well, so thank you for retweeting the tweet. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Jay, how about I hand over to you? Would you like to introduce everyone? Ooh.
Okay, yeah. I will introduce everyone.
Introduce yourself first, of course. Say hello.
Okay, I am Jay, or Jay Gons Gold, and I am your DM today. Let's go around based on Zoom because I don't have Twitch open. So let's start with Matt.
Okay.
How you doing?
Hi. Hello. How are you doing? So I'm Matt.
I'm thriving.
Jackson. He's we left off with him being a little bit of a sad boy, but I'm Ascension Matt. I run the Ascension Stories Twitch channel, and I'm a filmmaker and author. We too stream on our channel and make mistakes like muting ourselves and talking for quite a while before realizing that we've done such a thing to ourselves. So if you'd like more of that, we've got plenty of it.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt. Let's move around next to our latest addition to the Poplar Lane crew. We've got Jordan. Hi, Jordan.
Hi.
How is you?
I am so good. I'm so excited. Well, I am Jordan, aka SassyWithSander on all of the social medias. I do random things. I'm currently playing Adina in the podcast Fate FM, so check it out. And today I'm going to be playing Jemiah Krint, who is a crazy redhead, who seems very normal. She's very normal, very casual. Nothing, off at all.
No, of course not. Everyone on Poplar Lane is so normal and sane, as we all know. And so thank you, Jordan, for joining us today. I'm very excited to get to know Jemiah. And
Jemima's
next
syrup,
week.
right?
What?
Jemima is a syrup.
Yeah,
right? And
it's
Jemima?
a syrup.
Yeah. That makes sense.
And then next around we have Gabe, or Academic. Hi, Gabe.
Hello. My name's Gabe. I will be playing James once again tonight. I don't do much. I'm on Twitter and sometimes I roll a dice here with the Academy. That's pretty much it. And I'm ready to roll some dice tonight again.
Awesome. I'm very excited to roll some dice with you as well. And then, of course, Scrat.
Oh, hi! I'm Scrat. You might know me from the Scratticus Academy. Today I'll be playing Daniel Kensington. He's a nice chap, really. Older boy, pilot. Never served in the RAF, but with this accent, who'd know, right? Yeah, and he's really interested in what happened to Linda. Not through genuine concern for anyone other than his own stubborn nosiness. Yeah, that's me.
Awesome. So, we left off. It's been a crazy few days on Poplar Lane. 2 days ago, Linda Reed part of one of the most perfect families on Poplar Lane was or died from unknown reasons. And yesterday was her sit in Shiva. We left with Daniel returning home on his way out of the Shiva, confronted by his wife, who wasn't so happy about the lack of communication between the two of them. James being as suspicious and curious as ever, and Benjamin. You were at the bar with Sheila Titel. Sheila had left after a night of drinking and partying and dancing. And it's getting really late. It's time for you to go home. How are you getting home tonight?
Benji's gonna drive.
So Benji's been drinking a lot. He's had like a fun night. I'm gonna need Benji. Well, first of all, what is Benji driving?
Matt doesn't know a lot about cars.
What does it look like?
It's sporty.
It's
Yeah.
sporty.
So like after the second wife, he was like, you know what? I'm getting mine. And
Awesome.
so he got like a little car.
Does it have vinyls on the sides or anything like that? Or is it
It's one of
red?
those like a spoiler in the on the back.
Okay. Oh
It's
yeah.
like not like a big one, but like one just like a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like convertible, drop top, or like full hard shell sports model?
No, the sports model, yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
So, so Benji, you're driving home, and as your eyes are flickering shut, and the headlights are whizzing past you, and it's a sleepy night.
Mhm.
I need for you to roll me a driving test.
Oh god. Okay. He doesn't
Okay.
remember, but he does a good job.
Okay. So, so as you're driving, your eyes are flickering shut when you hear a loud honk. And it's coming not from in front of you, but from your left. And luckily, you were not asleep at the wheel. You had enough time to turn the car handle enough to spin the car around so it didn't hit you directly in the side, and it actually hits your rear instead.
Oh.
But your car's spinning out. There's a loud crash. There's sparks are flying. You have zero control of the car, and eventually you skid to a halt on the side of the road. There's not a lot of cars going up and down this street, so you don't have to worry about getting hit again. But here you are on the side of the road.
Did they stop?
Yeah, the other car is a couple feet away, maybe like 10 feet away, and
Okay.
it's looking pretty bad.
Yeah.
So right now you're feeling a little shook up, but you don't feel any immediate injuries or anything like that.
Okay. That's good. Are they getting out of their car?
No, there's no movement from their car
Okay.
besides the smoke that's coming out from the hood.
Oh. Police are a bad idea. I will retrieve my insurance card.
Okay. Yeah. You keep your insurance card in the glove box, and it's chilling there.
Okay.
You've got your insurance card.
Got my insurance card, and I will very carefully in a very straight line walk over to the other car and knock on, like, just kind of tap on the window.
Yeah, so in the front seat you see a man, an older man, that you don't recognize, and he's passed out. He's not awake. There's blood, but you can't tell where it's coming from. The windshield has a giant crack in it, yeah, he's not responding to your knock on the window.
Okay, I'm going to go back to my car, and I want to get my phone.
Okay.
And I want to call Daniel.
So it's really late at night, Daniel. You're probably sleeping. Your wife has probably returned from the shiva at this point. And
Would I be sleeping
ringing.
then? Would she come back without saying anything? Would she let me sleep if I had gone to bed? I don't think Daniel would have gone to bed, because I think Daniel would know that he didn't leave things in a good place. And as much as Heath was like, well, I can do what I like, he then went back and thought, well, if I do try and sleep, it's going to be negatory because she's going to come back. So, like, has that wound down, or?
Well, you're, yeah, I mean, your wife would probably have been home by now.
Mm-hmm.
And she had words for you, and sure, yeah, she might have been yelling for the last hour, we could say. And yeah, and your phone starts to ring.
Look, listen, the phone's ringing. Just give me a minute, okay? I'll be right back. Gotta take out the phone.
Oh wow.
Benji, what Benji wanted this time?
You're ignoring this conversation for Benji?
It's pretty late. He might be in trouble, okay? I'll come back to you in a moment. And I'll answer the phone. Hello, Benji, what's up?
Daniel, hey!
Hey.
Tell me, Daniel, are you, real busy right now?
I mean, in a manner of speaking, reasonably so, but, what's wrong, Benji? It's late.
It is late, yeah. Sorry. I just, sorry. There was somebody on the road, and I think they hit me. But they're not awake right now, so I can't really ask them.
Oh, Jesus. Benji's been in a car accident.
Oh no, is he all right?
He sounds okay, but it sounds like the other person isn't moving. Okay, have you called an ambulance yet, Benji?
No, because the ambulance talked to the police people.
Benji, how far gone are you?
No, I'm still here, Daniel.
Pretty far. He's drunk.
No.
Oh no. We should call the police.
Maybe I should go out and check on things. Maybe it's not as bad as it seems. Maybe he's just...
Yeah, if you just come here and take a look, I think you'll know what to do. It's a real easy problem, I think.
It's
just need
best
a
not to
second
get
set of
involved.
eyes.
Best not to get involved. I mean, come on, Benji's a friend. I mean, I can go and have a look and help him.
You can't trust those stock traders. They only care about themselves, Daniel.
That's true, but I love you, man.
I'm
Yeah,
putting you on
but Benji
speakerphone.
can
I'm
hear
putting you on speakerphone, Benji. You can only hear me, and I'm putting you on speaker.
Oh. Who am I responding to?
Now, Helen says that we should probably call the police.
Benji, it was so irresponsible of you to go on the roads inebriated.
That's true.
Hey, that wasn't my plan. Sheila left me here.
Sheila. Okay, I see how it is.
Yeah.
I don't know that you can blame Sheila in this case. You could always call an Uber.
No,
you
no, no,
have
no.
one of those new fancy phones.
It wasn't Sheila's fault that the guy hit me. It was her fault. She left me.
Is there anyone else around right now, Benji?
Only the guy.
What do we do? Do we go out and help him, or? I'm inclined to. He's been good to me recently.
I'm not getting involved. If you want to put your life, your career on the line for this, go for it. But if you are caught trying to protect this man from the police, and she walks out of the room, and slams the door behind her.
Benji, I'm on my way.
Great. If you got any like Nutri-Bars or something, that would be cool too.
No, but we'll see what happens.
All right.
Go and get in my Mercedes. Where the hell are you, actually? Hang on a minute. Where the bloody hell are you?
If there's any like street signs or anything, I'll read them out very eloquently.
You're on a major highway, and it's pretty. You can figure that out with ease. It's not too far from Poplar Lane.
All right. I'll be there in a moment. And I will drive out that way.
Awesome. So, while that's happening, it's the wee hours of the morning, and someone else is out driving on these empty roads. It is Jemiah returning home after a long trip. Jemiah, what are you driving?
I'm driving a yellow bug. Because why not?
Yeah. And where were you just on vacation for for how long were you on vacation?
I was on vacation for about a month. We ended up coming back, but we kind of just explored, like, we spent a lot of time on the beach, which was really nice. Let me tell you, it was a good experience. But pretty much it was just like beach time and relaxed time, get away from like the public and all of the people and nonsense of work and stuff.
And is there anyone else with you as you're returning back from this trip?
It's just me.
Just me, myself, and I.
Me, myself, and I.
When you drive down the lane back to your house, there's a strange atmosphere, a certain solemnness, and you drive past the Reese house, and you see that there's an elderly couple and a rabbi leaving the house.
Can I pull over?
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there lights on in the house at all?
Yeah, there are lights on, and you actually see Peter in the door frame, hugging the elderly couple and waving the rabbi goodbye. You know Peter Reese to be the husband of Linda Reese, who they're this perfect couple that lives on the lane.
Other than like the rabbi and the elderly couple, that's abnormal, correct? I mean, yeah, it's abnormal.
Yeah. In fact, you didn't even know that anyone on the lane was Jewish. So there's not a lot of rabbis around here.
I'll probably watch them like leave casually. That's a little creepy, but like I'm intrigued, but it's late at night, right? Like it's not really a good time to go knocking on doors. That wouldn't be very proper.
No. It is very late. Yeah.
I'll probably just like sit in my car for a second and like watch them like leave, and then if like for some reason Peter sees me and calls me, then I'll go speak to him. If not, I'll just wait and then I'll pull off and go home.
Yeah, no, as he's saying goodbye, and he's standing in the door frame, he actually sees your yellow buggy, which isn't so hard to spot. You know, it's a pretty bright car. So he sees that yellow buggy and recognizes it, and he kind of gives you a wave, like he points at you and kind of waves you towards the house.
I'll get out and walk over.
So as you get closer and you can see Peter's face a little bit more, it's very different from how you remember him to look. He looks a lot older than you remember him looking. You know, he's a sprightly guy, a politician, and he still has a weak smile on, but his eyes are heavy. And he goes, and he says, "Hi, Jemiah. We've missed you this last month."
I've missed y'all too. Is everything okay?
No, there was a tragedy. My wife, she passed yesterday, in fact.
Oh, I had no idea.
Oh, no one would expect you to.
Can I get you anything? Do you need anything?
You know, I think we're good for the next couple of weeks. We just had a shiva today, and everyone brought lots of food, so we'll have full bellies for quite some time. Lots of leftovers. If you want some, feel free to come in and have a bite.
I wouldn't want to intrude this late in the evening, but
maybe we can find another time to help me clean out some of these leftovers.
Absolutely. Just let me know. I'm back in town for, a long while. So, yeah, if you need anything, I'm just right down the street.
Awesome. You know, I really appreciate your support, and I hope to see you soon.
She'll nod and kind of like awkward wave and head back to her car.
Yeah, that was a weird interaction with Peter. He's normally super outgoing, and I mean, it's understandable, his wife just died, but that was very strange for Peter to be so solemn. So you make your way back to your house. What does your house look like, and how is it decorated?
It's a brick house. It's nothing spectacular, but it's not like boring in any way. It's got a really pretty front door that is painted red, just for fun. It's got like windows with shutters on it and a really pretty garden in the front yard with like lots of like rose bushes and things like that. It's not like the nicest house on the street, but it's not the worst house on the street. It's kind of a medium place.
While you're walking up to your front door, you actually notice that first you notice the smell, and it smells like manure, and you look to your plants and you see that all the flowers have been fertilized. Someone has been like going out of their way to take care of your flowers for you.
Interesting. I will make a mental note of that and go inside. Well, maybe actually I'm gonna walk over and look at him. That's weird. I mean, it's nice.
I mean, your flowers are thriving. But
I'll
there's
probably pick
nothing.
one.
Yeah, you can pick one. There's like a rose bush that looks especially vibrant and pretty right now. Like, despite it being night, it's like these flowers are so bright and beautiful. Red roses that match your door, and you can pick it and it looks beautiful. And but there's nothing. I mean, it's unusual, but at the same time, there's nothing suspicious. You know, they're just beautiful flowers.
I'll grab one and I'll go inside and take all my stuff inside from my vacay.
What's the decor like inside? How does Jemiah like to keep her place decorated?
Oh, she's fabulous. There are sparkles everywhere. Like, the inside of the house is totally different from the outside. Very modern, very white, very like fake chandeliers and like just glitzy. Like,
awesome.
Imagine too much glitz where it's like a little bit outrageous, but it's a lifestyle kind of vibe.
I love it. Yeah, no, so you bring in your suitcases, and you start unpacking, and as that's happening, back on this highway, we have Daniel pulling up by Benjamin. And Daniel, as you approach, you see there's like a pillar of smoke coming from this destroyed car. Benjamin's car looks bad, but like not nearly as bad as this other car.
The car making any noise, first of all?
Yeah. It's
like it's still on sort of noise?
Yeah, it's like growling.
Oh, so Daniel, what on earth happened?
Daniel's your name.
That's my name. I meant Benji. Benji, what the hell happened?
You're drunk.
Don't be ridiculous. Benji, this looks bad.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Like, really bad.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna be able to avoid seeing the police on this one. But maybe we can at least give you a fighting chance. How much water have you got in your car?
How much water I have in my car?
Water.
I will go and look in my car for water.
Can you make
Sorry, whilst he looks for water, I'm gonna just open the door and turn the ignition off on this other car.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so first let's do the water. So, can you make a preparedness roll for me?
Yes. We prepared, y'all. I rolled another 5.
Okay. So, Benjamin is a thirsty boy in more than one way, and he keeps a case of water in the backseat of his car.
Gym water.
Hey, I watched the zombie apocalypse show, and like you gotta be ready.
Okay, drink all of it.
What if I gotta pee?
That's exactly the point. Drink all of it and pee as much as you can.
Okay.
We're gonna try and flush your system out before the cops get here. And I'm gonna make the call and dial.
Pee off the side of the road?
Yeah, you're gonna have to. Just
Okay.
get going. Is that illegal in this state? I don't know. Just get on with it.
Illegal?
I don't know. No, probably not. Well, actually, Jesus, let's look at this. There's a lot of illegal things going on here. I'm gonna make the call, okay? You get drinking and get peeing.
All right. I'm gonna double fist these water bottles.
Gotcha. So when you, Daniel, when you reached in to turn off the ignition, you did notice, that, there was a more distinct smell of smoke from inside the car.
Oh. All right. Let's assess this person whilst I make the call because I do know first aid. First, check there's no danger. There doesn't seem to be any danger. I've turned off the ignition. Next, make the call. So I'm making the call next. 911.
Okay. So here, Daniel, can you make a sense trouble roll for me?
Yes, I can. I definitely have my character sheet up. Sense trouble. Ah, I didn't take anything in that. Good. What could go wrong?
Okay. So, it's okay. So, yeah, so go ahead and you make your call to 911. The operator picks up the phone. What's Daniel reporting to the operator?
Well, I don't know how it works in America. Do they do the same thing they do over here, where they say, like, do you need a police ambulance? Yeah.
What's your emergency?
There we go. What's your 911? What's your emergency?
That's it.
Thank you. Yes, hello. I'm on this side of a road. There's been an accident. 2 people have collided, and one of them isn't moving much in their car. Both cars are totaled. I've turned off the engine. I don't believe they're in current danger, but we could use an ambulance and probably a cop car.
All right, we're tracking your phone. Our responders are on their way.
I'm gonna cover the receiver and be like, keep peeing. Pee lots.
What you asked for police for? Maybe they wasn't gonna do it.
Don't worry, Benji. I'm sure things will come out all right.
I'm like drinking and peeing at the same time.
So the first responder, or not the first responder, the operator, asks you some more questions about like what's going on at the scene, and exactly like what you see. They tell you not to touch the body or to mess with the car any further.
I will tell them that I smelt smoke inside the car. Like, so it's crossed my mind that maybe I should remove the person. I will suggest that to them.
Maybe he's a smoker.
Yeah, so they start telling, so before they encourage you to remove the body, they start asking you questions about like where you can see injuries on the body, which, and at a first glance, it's hard for you to identify, because the airbag had got popped, and Yeah, so like there's it just looks like a hot mess, but by that time the police and the EMT would have arrived. And they are first and foremost rushing towards the car that's smoking and has the body in it. And the police approaches the two of you and they ask which one of you two was driving this vehicle.
I'll look at Daniel like he's my lawyer.
I look to Benji. Like waiting for him to speak.
I was the driver.
And the policeman motions for some of the EMTs to come check you out. They're like shining flashlights in your eyes and trying to make sure that you haven't been injured yourself. They're taking a look at your neck and making sure that you didn't like break anything, and they're asking you if you felt any pain. But in the meantime, you see the police are taking notes and kind of analyzing what went down. So eventually, after the hospital people or the EMTs are finished like checking you out, Benjamin, the policeman asks, so what happened here?
I'm going to be honest with you. I was driving. I checked my phone. I know you're not supposed to, but it bleeped, and you know I've been going through a thing recently, and so I wanted to see if it had something to do with that. And when I looked down, I didn't see him. I probably could have avoided him, but then he hit me, and then it was just kind of blah, you know.
And then he hands you like or he doesn't hand you, he puts a machine in your face. He says, blow into this. Says you could turn around and put your hands behind your back, and he starts reading off your Miranda rights.
Shit, man. Daniel, I told you we should have like Breaking Badded this dude.
Yeah.
And who are you? Excuse me. Were you here when the accident occurred?
He's my lawyer. You have no right to talk to him. Anything you can and say will be like used.
He tightens your cuffs.
Oh.
I am in fact not his lawyer. I'm just a friend. He called me in a panic and I came out to help. I made the 911 call and did first responder for the other person.
Right. Well, I'm gonna need to take down your name and contact information. You'll probably be hearing from us in the future, but for tonight, we appreciate the help, and we'd appreciate it if you went home.
Fair. He's a well-meaning guy. What does my recommendation mean to you? Sorry, Benji. I'll go and get in my Mercedes and drive home.
Thanks for coming.
Benji, the police take you back to the station before you get the chance to see what happens with this car and whoever was inside of it. You get to the station and they have you waiting for a long time. They seem oddly busy. There's a lot of commotion going on in the station, and a lot of people that look stressed out. But you're sitting in this waiting room, and you can't help it. It's been a long night, and you start to doze off. Eventually, the sun begins to rise on Poplar Lane. It's the wee hours of the morning, and James, you wake up to the sound of the chirping birds, and as you're doing your morning routine, you look out the window and you see a yellow buggy across the street, which you would know means that Jemiah has come home from her month-long vacation. So how you doing this morning? How is James feeling?
I think James is doing well, better than the day before, actually. He's just going through his morning routine, and he checks his phone, hoping that Benji did actually send him a message. He's a little annoyed when there is no message, and that peeves him off a little bit because he's getting a little bit antsy. So he starts pacing through his room, and he decides to go outside with the excuse of looking at his garden, checking that one out, making sure that everything is because it was raining the day before, wasn't it?
The day before. No, I don't remember. Fuck yeah, it was raining. Sure. Yeah, it was raining the day before.
Yeah, night of the murder was raining, at least. Well, murder, death.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna just do his sort of routine in his front yard. Maybe just to have a smoke as he's doing it, and he is wondering whether Jemiah has been brought up to speed yet, and whether that is really his responsibility. he's lurking. He's also lurking around the neighborhood, sort of like keeping an eye out on what are people doing on this fine morning.
Jemiah, what's your morning routine? What are you doing this morning?
Jemiah is very strict with what she normally does. So she actually wakes up and eats breakfast, and then she usually decides to go for a walk. So she's probably heading out her door right now. So just walk around the neighborhood and see everybody, make a social appearance, smile and wave.
Eventually you'd probably walk past James as he's gardening.
Kind of wave hello.
He sort of awkwardly waves back, like, morning.
She'll just keep walking, living her best life.
Yeah. And and so you continue your day, and Daniel, what did you do when you got home?
Well, at first I would have told Helen all about it.
Yeah. And Helen would have advised you to, stay away and not get involved any further, and that Benjamin has to take care of his own problems.
But I mean, yes, you're right, but also I did do first responder stuff for someone, so they may come back with more questions. But I mean, I don't want to turf him out on his ear. Poor guy,
I didn't know the two of you had much of a relationship, if I'm being honest.
Well, yeah, he often comes over and drinks brandy, and I just I don't know. He's a young chap, lives on his own, doesn't have much social life. I hear he just plays video games all the time. Must be terrible.
Those video games are a horrible influence. You can't trust people that play those kinds of games.
I totally agree.
But Helen would eventually be like, it's been a long day. I think I'm gonna need to sleep in tomorrow. So please don't bother me tomorrow morning.
Right. Okay, well, fair enough. I'll go about my business as usual, I guess.
Helen puts on her night mask and she passes out. She's clearly very drained from the recent occurrences and also from like yelling for an hour straight. So yeah, but now the birds are chirping on the lane. And you see Jemiah going on her daily walk and James out in the garden. And it's been a long night.
It has been a long night. But I'm still burning with desire to figure out this mystery. Before I go outside, I see James and Jemiah. I'll go and say hello to them in a minute. Take out my binoculars again and have a look down the road.
Are you looking for anything in particular?
Just looking towards Peter's house.
What's he doing?
I'm gonna. Yeah, can you make a surveillance roll?
A surveillance roll, yes. That's reassurance. Electronic surveillance.
Oh, no, it should be a general ability.
Yes, I found it. I have taken some surveillance. You know what? I'm gonna add 2 to this roll.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So you're peeking through and you're taking a good, nice, long look. And at first it seems like there's nothing. It feels like nothing's like there's no movement in the house, and normally Peter would be up like eating breakfast at this point.
Yeah.
But like right as you're about to like put down the binoculars, you actually see Peter peeking through the blinds, and you see that like you see through that slit in the blinds next to his face is a hunting rifle, and he's looking and his eyes just seem very shifty.
Is he looking in any particular direction? Like towards the Romani house?
So he's actually not looking towards the Romano house, but he is looking. The Romano house is closer towards like the end of the street, where that meets like a main road, and the street goes in and it leads to a cul-de-sac. he's looking towards the cul-de-sac, actually. There's a couple of houses that are in this cul-de-sac. There's Sheila's house. There's the Miss Robinson's house. And there is the Goodman's house.
I'm going to have a notebook nearby the window. I'm just going to write in it, Peter looking shifty towards Sheila, Mrs. Robinson, and Goodman. Then next to it, suspects, ? Or do they know something? I'm going to put down the binoculars and start heading outside.
So as you head out, it's another beautiful morning on the lane, and yeah, Jemai is still probably going for her morning walk, and James is out gardening.
So I imagine Jemai would probably intersect first. I'm not going to go walking over towards James's house like straight away. That'd be too obvious. So I'm going to make a big show of going to the mailbox and checking it, and there not really being anything in there. And sort of, just waiting for Jemima to come along. Good
It's
morning.
actually it's also, Jeremiah, just a note, it's pretty obvious that he's like faking the whole mailbox thing because it's way too early for the mail. Like the mail obviously hasn't come yet.
Morning. Are you missing anything?
No, not yet. I was just wondering if the mail had come. I'm, papers and all of that. Welcome back.
Thanks. How have things been while I was gone? Oh, I spoke to Peter last night.
Oh, yes.
I had no idea.
Yes, it's a big shock. Big shock.
Do you know how it happened?
I step closer, conspiratively. Do you know, I don't actually. They say that she fell down the stairs, but a number of us out here heard a loud bang before the ambulance turned up. I was first to the door, and they wouldn't let us in to help out.
Well, that's a lot more than I anticipated. I thought that she just passed away. There's a loud bang?
It was like an explosion, but it sounded an awful lot like a firework. A gunshot, sorry.
Was everybody else okay? Do they even have guns?
Well, you know how Linda likes to go to the range, and... I imagine that, Peter has some hunting rifles and stuff, though I don't think he's any good at it.
Are the police investigating, or are they just sliding it under the rug?
That's the thing, no one seems to be investigating yet. It's a bit odd, in my opinion.
I would say so.
Well,
this walk got interesting.
Yes, you're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm trying to find things out. I'm not sure how or why whatever happened, or if anything happened. Truly, honestly, but as you can imagine, Peter's girl Sally is terribly upset, and Peter's a changed man.
Well, I'm supposed to head over there later today, just to pop by and say hello. Would you want to come with?
I wouldn't like to pry, but perhaps as you weren't here at the time, you could keep a watchful eye open for anything that maybe revealed someone who wasn't here at the time.
You got it. I do love a good story. Anyways, I need to walk now. I'll see you around.
Enjoy your workout. Not for me. And I'll start heading over towards James. Morning, James.
So
Sorry.
Morning.
Uh,
You look like you haven't slept any.
Well, no, not really. Helen was quite upset, and I don't suppose you know if Benji ended up coming back last night, do you?
What? Oh, no. Well, I assume he probably went with, you know.
Sheila, you'd assume wrong, James. I got a call in the middle of the night. He was in a car accident. Damned
Really?
fool. Damned fool had been drinking and tried to drive home.
Go on.
Well, he called me for help, and I kind of stitched him up because I went out there and I saw the accident, and there's no way we could try and cover it up. And
You were going to try to cover it up.
that's not what I said. I said there's no way we could have done if we were so inclined, which I happen to have maybe not have been. But, you know, if it was a slight knock, maybe sometimes a check can just cover things. This was
Mhm.
bad. There was
How do you mean bad?
both cars totaled, unresponsive person in the other car. Bad.
And he called you for... Never mind. So where is he now? Has he been detained?
I imagine he's in the drunk tank.
He hasn't got anybody else, is he?
I don't think so, no.
Really don't want to go get him.
I mean, I've already been warned off it. Helen is pretty mad at me, so I don't think I can go and help him in the middle of the night and then go and get him from the station as well. But James, I know you're a stand-up guy, and I feel like it would be the right thing.
James just sort of, he's squatting in front of like a few, like a small rose bush, and he's just saying that like, all right, yeah, I guess. He gets up and he's like stretching out. He looks as if he's been told to get his kid from like detention. He doesn't look happy at all.
You need any money to post bail or anything like that? Or
No,
if it's necessary, I mean.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I can see if I can try to do something. I don't know if he's worth it, but I'll try something.
Also,
If I don't succeed, it's his own fault. It's not my fault. I'm taking my hands off that.
okay, yeah, that's perfect. I agree, honestly. But look. Also, I was doing a little bit of surveillance earlier on, you know, neighborhood watch, security, that sort of thing. And I noticed something over at Peter's house.
What?
He was looking through the blind, being really shifty with a gun.
Oh. I was about to say being shifty is not illegal, but I guess guns aren't either, but...
Not shifty like just looking shifty, but looking defensive, I would say. Looking towards the cul-de-sac where there's Robinson, Sheila, and the Goodmans. Might be worth asking them some questions.
I guess so. Yeah. We would need a good in for the Goodmans, though. Because I'm pretty sure they hate all of us.
I'll work on it. I'll speak to Helen. Oh, I wonder if one of the kids' birthdays is coming up or something like that. They're always having things like that, aren't they, kids? I'll find out.
Oh, that's actually good. Yeah. Okay, so if you can figure that out, I'm gonna make an attempt to free Willy, but no promises.
I understand, but like I say, James, you're a stand-up guy, and I know you'll do the right thing if it's presented to you.
I guess. Yeah. Also, just not to be rude, but is she aware? He like sort of points in the direction of where Jemiah went off to.
She is now. She's been
Oh.
invited over Peter's house later, and she's going to be on the lookout for anything suspicious as an external eye.
Ah, so she's been initiated.
Not fully, but she's in on the investigation.
All right. Keep me up to date on that.
Yes.
Yeah. We need to keep that information pool central, otherwise I don't know if we'll get any further if we don't.
I agree, and I appreciate your investigative experience.
You're really into this, aren't you?
What? No, I'm just passing time. That's all.
Passing time with a local murder.
An investigation, not a murder.
Ah, come on, Daniel. You know exactly what I mean.
All right, I'm interested, okay? I want to know if Goody Two-Shoes Peter is really a downright dirty, dastardly devil.
Well, that at least makes two of us.
All right.
Yeah, I guess I'll go put on a tie or something. And do you know where he's being detained?
It's like the local station.
Oh, okay.
The local station.
All right, that makes things easy.
I think this would be a good time to ask Jemiah, what's your reputation on the lane? Like, how would people know of you? People that don't know you that closely but know of you and see you around, what would they think of you at a first glance?
She really seems to be like everywhere socially, like just like in a strange way. Like she really doesn't have very many like big bold things about her, or like things that you would be like, oh, she has so many connections, that's why she's here. She just kind of seems to be in the middle of everybody and everything. She's kind of mysterious. Like they know that like she works like a job running like the financial department of like her dad's business and stuff like that, but other than that, like nobody's really like integrated into her life enough to understand like how she ends up knowing all the people that she knows and doing what she does, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. She seems very bougie, but like it doesn't really like make sense with her job. So does that answer your question?
Yeah. So back at the station, it's been a couple hours, and you're waking up by a cop nudging your shoulder, and he motions for you to come into a private room where he wants to talk to you for a little bit. I hope you had a good nap, Benji. I couldn't tell if you were frozen.
My bad.
That's all good.
Yeah. So, police officer that asked me that?
Yeah, police officer.
Yeah. Thanks for the accommodations.
Of course, only the
go
best
home?
service. No, we're gonna have to have a little discussion. We went back and watched the footage.
Footage?
The street cams. You got off lucky. This wasn't your fault. The old man read a red light and rammed your car.
Yeah.
but that doesn't let you off the DUI. Listen, this town, we've been having a lot of trouble recently with all the druggies and the crackheads around here. We don't need to start dealing with a drunk problem too. So we're gonna nip this in the bud. Here are your charges. And he slips you a piece of paper, and there's a fine, like a very large fine. And also, there's gonna be some jail time.
What?
Well, it's either that or community service.
What kind of community service?
You're gonna be cleaning up the old community center. Unless you want to take the jail time. I mean, that's fine with me too.
No. Jail's not for people like me. I'm too pretty.
That you are. And he pinches your cheek like too harsh.
Hey, don't do that.
Yep. Well, mull it over, talk to your lawyer. But you know, if you don't get back soon, we'll be seeing you in court.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give Daniel a call.
And you're gonna need a ride home. We've impounded your car.
Did you repair it?
No.
Okay.
Well, it was nice meeting you, Benjamin. And
Yeah, you too.
And he gives you a business card, and kicks you out of his office.
I'm all about that community service. I'm gonna be cleaning up that community center. I'm gonna be a good boy.
So, around that time, James, you've probably arrived around this similar time that Benjamin's getting kicked out of the office. What are you doing once you arrive to the police station?
I pretty much just go in, and the first thing I do is because how big is the police station? Is it like very small town or?
It's Poplar Lane is like a small street, but it's part of a larger town, and so it's a small police station still, but it's busier than usual still. It seems like unusually busy.
Yeah, he looks around whether there's somebody to talk to immediately, or if there's a receptionist or anything like that.
Yeah, there is a receptionist, and she's she actually just has gotten off the phone when you walk up to the desk. How can I help you?
I'm here to pick up. He pauses a little bit, thinking about what exactly the last name was again. Jackson? Benjamin Jackson.
The DUI?
Yep.
Yeah, he's just in a meeting with one of our officers, but I think he's getting let out soon.
All right.
So he's lucky to have someone to take him home.
Yep.
You can wait right over there.
Yeah. Do you know whether there was anything? I mean, I'm worried. I heard about him hitting somebody. Do you know if that was really bad?
You know, I'm not really allowed to reveal
I know.
that kind of information. It's confidential.
I know exactly. I know exactly what you mean. I did it before.
Oh, did you?
What I mean is oh God, I'm so,
Yeah, why don't you just take your seat, James?
Yeah, sorry. One day I'll get to talk. He goes back and he sits down. He's just sitting there like, I'm an idiot.
No. Eventually, it's not long before you see Benjamin kind of dazed and confused, getting kicked out of this officer's office.
James gets,
Hey,
hello, you.
good morning.
Your Uber is here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going now.
Yes, have a nice day, Benjamin, says the secretary.
Have a good day.
Walk out.
James just sort of walks behind him, ushering him out of the building. Like, let's just go.
That was close.
How bad was it?
This old guy hit me, not Daniel, another old guy, hit me in my car. They took it. It's very upsetting.
I imagine it is. You know, I could say a lot, but you're smart. I'm not gonna. All I want to know is, did you really think you were going to be able to cover that up?
No, James, I don't know what I thought, James. Really, what I thought, James, was that I was going to have a good time with Sheila.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
It didn't. Question mark.
No.
For you. He opens the door to his backseat.
Backseat. Something wrong with the front? Was there something wrong with the front?
No. He just just closes the door when you sit down.
Okay.
James takes a seat in his car and just takes off. He's not really talkative to Benjamin. He's just, well, it's clear. His face just shows everything. He's slightly smug, mostly like, you know what you've done.
What do you drive? That's like the question of the episode.
What do I drive? God, I think I drive a black Audi that is a convertible. Can be a convertible, but that one's just for business. I generally drive a motorcycle.
Cool. While this is happening, Jemima, you finished your morning stroll. It's your first day back from your vacation. How are you spending it?
I'm kind of fairly trying to get myself organized. I have a lot of just little grocery list of things to do just to get my house ready for me to be back for a while and check in with a couple of people, and then for sure I have to go talk to Peter later. But it's pretty relaxed. I'm just kind of doing little odds and ends errands, like making grocery lists and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you as you're going through your stuff, you're looking through your mail, that had arrived to you throughout the time you've been away. And one of the flyers that was left in your mailbox was a reminder about the election that had occurred during your absence between Peter Reese and Susanna Romano, both of whom live on Poplar Lane, as you know. And you didn't get to vote. But the flyer, pretty much it's very much focused on the community center, and it's very much like who will take the community center, like Reese or Romano, and yeah, and you're just reminded of that as you're going about your activities for the day.
While I was gone, did I hear who actually won the election?
No, I don't think you've heard who won the election yet. I mean, that only occurred a couple days ago. It was the day before Linda had died that the election had occurred. So yeah, you still have yet to find out who won.
Suspense is killing me. Can I we have phones, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Okay, can I Google that?
Yeah. So when you Google it, you actually see like a local blogger, like probably just like one of the wives from a couple streets down. She actually has like a fashion blog, but the only people who read it are people that live in this community. But she thinks she's famous because like everyone in the community reads it, but outside of the community no one cares, you know. And but in this blog, she actually wrote a blog post about how excited she is for the new community center that Peter Reese is going to be building, and how she's going to petition to rent out one of the rooms as a little boutique.
All right.
So that kind of implied to you that Peter won the election and has intentions of rebuilding the community center.
Awesome. So I think after that she'll probably what time is it?
Around now it's probably closer to noon.
Okay.
Or 1, yeah. Like just like the midday.
Okay. She'll probably get cleaned up and head over to the Reese's house.
As you're heading there, you approach the door, and you notice that the flowers there smell very much like the ones outside of your place. Like that, you smell that manure, and it smells like the same fertilizer that was used to take care of your plants. Yeah, and you're able to ring the doorbell, and you are promptly greeted by Peter, and he seems more distressed than he was the night before, and he says, hi Jeremiah, I appreciate you coming out. If I could just have a minute, I'm in the middle of a hard conversation with Sally.
Oh yeah, absolutely, of course.
And he says, thank you so much. I'll grab you in a minute. And he closes the door, and you hear Sally crying. She's weeping, and you hear also Peter like trying to console her. And she's like, yeah, she's clapping back, like she's angry too. She's not just upset, but she's angry.
How old is Sally?
Sally is 11 years old.
Okay. Are there like any like are there windows on the door or like beside the door where I could like casually peek in?
Yeah. There's there's like, it's like what's that called? I don't know, it's like blurry glass pretty much. Yeah. So you can you're not going to be able to see like a perfect image, but you can kind of like get like colors and silhouettes.
Are they standing right in front of the door where I can see their silhouettes through the door?
They're not standing right in front of the door. They're standing in back by the kitchen, but it's like open floor plan, so you can pretty much see to the back of the house. No, you can see pretty well, and Sally is standing, and she has like her fists on her hips, and you can't make out exactly what she's saying, but she's angry and yelling. And Peter's like, he's sitting down and he's like doing calm hands kind of thing. He's very much like trying.
Does he look defensive or like he's just trying to help? Not like aggressively defensive, but like
you can't tell really.
Okay.
But this continues. This continues for like 5 minutes, and it's still going on.
I'm gonna step away from the front door casually, and just kind of like look around the yard. Just like I'm trying to find something to do where I'm not like standing outside their door listening to them yell and cry at each other, but like not trying to quite leave yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably just gonna walk like on the path and like look at their flowers and see if anything looks weird, because they had mentioned like surely like a gunshot would like break something or do something. Like if that's what's going on, like something's got to be out of place. I don't know. She's just snooping.
Yeah, totally valid. You're looking at like the flowers, and you notice that there's a few weeds in the flowers, which normally would be like, okay, there's weeds, but that Linda gardened every day, and so the presence of weeds here is so unusual because of her absence, and that's kind of spooky to see, and just like it's a reminder that things have changed, and the lane won't be the same without her presence. She's always, she's known for always being out there in the dirt. And
I would like to pull the weeds.
You can totally pull the weeds, and it looks, it looks nice and well manicured. It doesn't look as nice as it would have looked if Linda had pulled the weeds, but it still looks nice. And somewhere Linda's looking down and being like, "Oh, thanks, Jeremiah." But
got you, girl.
Yeah. But
I'll meander my way back to the door eventually, unless he comes out before I get that chance.
Yeah. No, you can meander back to the door, and probably around that time, Peter like opens it a crack and like peeks his head out and looks both ways to see if you're still there. And he's like, "Oh, you're still here. I'm so sorry about that, Jeremiah."
Oh no, like it's fine. It's, you know, it's a hard time. So if I need to come back later, I totally can.
No, I think Sally's gonna be okay. You know, you have to understand how hard this has been on our family.
Absolutely.
But come on in. Let me heat up some leftovers.
Okay. And she'll follow inside.
The house is pretty clean. Clearly, the night before, some people had stayed after the Shiva to help clean up and put things away. And Peter is immediately going into the fridge, taking out the leftovers. So, how was your vacation, Jemiah?
Oh, it was wonderful. I got to experience a lot of quiet and relaxing time, but it's kind of unfortunate to come back to all this chaos. I know, like, you for sure have, obviously, like, you're having a hard time, but you also, I heard that you won the election.
Oh, I'm so glad I did. It's a hard time.
I'm sorry, I froze, so I missed that whole sentence.
Oh, okay. I also just got a notification that my connection is unstable, so let me know. But so where were we? Oh yeah. So no, I mean I'm so grateful to this community. They've been so supportive of me through this really hard time, and you know, it's been hard to think about the election, and I'm gonna have to get to work soon, I know, but right now I'm just trying to, you know, spend time with Sally and take it one day at a time. Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just so out of the blue. Yeah. She's gonna be quiet for a second.
You know, I mean, it's really just a tragic accident. You know, these houses are old and have been renovated, but I guess one of the stairs must have given out, and it's just make sure that, you know, you get your stairs checked out.
Oh, absolutely, I will. Would you mind if I spoke to Sally?
I don't know if that's such a good idea, Jeremiah. I mean, I appreciate it, but she's not the easiest.
Well, you know what? I know that this is a really hard time for her. If she needs to get away, she's welcome at my house, and we can just have a girls' day. I know that's not the best, but if I can help, I'd love to.
You know, now that you mention it, maybe a girls' day is what she needs. I mean, I have trouble understanding her sometimes, so I mean, if you can figure it out, then maybe that would be a good idea. I'll talk to her about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you need anything as well, I know that you're overwhelmed.
You know, I've had an overwhelming amount of support from the community the last couple days, and I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be okay. Just, you know, make sure that people, the rest of the community isn't too worried. I don't want this to be the burden of Poplar Lane. You know, this is
Oh yes. No, absolutely.
and I know Linda meant so much to so many people, but you know, I want everyone here to be able to live their lives happily without having to worry about me and Sally.
Well, yeah, I'm really glad that you let me come over and spend some time over here. And I know that you want everybody to like live their lives happy, but like you deserve that too. So let us help you if we can.
That's really thoughtful. Thank you so much. And he pulls the leftovers out of the microwave. And you smell it, and it smells pretty good, but when you taste it, it's not the best. It's like some it's the Goodman's burgers. And they make amazing burgers, but it doesn't taste so good when it's reheated, especially not in the microwave. And you recognize the taste of the Goodman's burgers. They're known for their burgers on the lane, but you've never had them reheated. This is kind of like blasphemous. And if they knew that his burgers were being microwaved, they would be heartbroken. And you know that. You know the Goodmans. I mean, they make their way they're well known on the lane. So and you're able to enjoy your meal, and Peter makes plenty of small talk about your trip and asks you more about details, and if you bring up him or his politics or if anything related to him in general, like, or even Linda, he seems very reluctant and to speak. But you can go on with your meal. Is there anything that you wanted to do while you're at Peter's place?
I think not really at this moment. I think just kind of like getting a glance around of like obviously like when someone isn't there anymore, like things change. And so like the environment and like taking note of like what has changed. If that makes sense. Like, as you had mentioned, like the flowers and the weeds and things like that.
Yeah. Well, normally Linda picks bouquets and sets them as the centerpiece of the table, but now there's tons of bouquets because everyone's been sending flowers to the Reeses, and big, beautiful bouquets. You see one of the largest ones is from Sheila, and there's like little hearts all over the card. There's a more simple one, more refined from the Goodmans, and then there's one that looks like handmade, and it's not the most beautiful or extravagant one, but it's from the Goldsteins, and you've never heard of the Goldsteins, and you don't recognize them.
Are the stairs somewhere in the house where I can see them without like searching the house?
Yeah, the stairs are like right by the front.
Did they look normal?
They look
like the kind of stairs that you would explode down.
They look relatively normal.
Are they broken? I guess that's what I'm asking, because he like mentioned like that the stairs gave out.
They don't look broken. You can make yeah, I'm gonna you don't notice anything that strange. You do notice though that, and this is something that James noticed the other day too, you do notice that something seems like off about like the artwork that's on the wall. Like it just looks like out of place. Like it seems like poor interior design to put like a painting so large in the location that it's in. And there's like a smaller painting at the top of the stairs that feels like it just seems like these two paintings have been swapped. And also you notice, I guess, that the paint, you know how the sun kind of bleaches certain parts of the wall after when a painting's been sitting there for a long time, it bleaches the area surrounding it except for where it was covered. You notice that the smaller painting is in an area that's surrounded by like the shape of the larger painting. I don't know if I explained that well, but
Yeah.
No,
that totally makes sense. Question, has Jemiah been in here before?
Yeah, Jemiah's definitely been here before. They throw like parties and barbecues and all the time. So you've been here a number of times.
So Jemiah is going to mention to Peter and be like, I noticed that you moved some things around.
Oh, did we? I didn't even notice. I mean, I've been so distracted.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it looks nice where it is. Why? I mean, I love the beautiful, like the large painting look. Like you should see my house. I have so many of them. What made you move the paintings though?
I don't know. I mean, it's just, I don't remember, honestly. Linda probably moved the paintings. At some point.
If you think of it, you should totally come to my house and move some things around because I'm sure that things are in wonky places but I like what you've done with the place.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Can you roll sense trouble?
Yes. Okay.
Also, just a reminder, guys, you can use your investigative abilities at any time. Okay,
so I can roll and I can choose to add to it. Is that correct?
Okay, that would be from your general. So for the roll, you can add from your general ability pool, but for investigative abilities, you can just use them, and it's pretty much like an auto.
Oh.
You know.
Okay.
You're going to automatically get a clue anytime you use an investigative ability.
Okay, so I'm rolling for sense trouble.
Yeah.
And that is a 6.
Nice.
Okay. You can tell that like there was like a bead of sweat that ran down his face when you started to like give all this attention to the paintings.
Okay.
But he played it off really well. Like he seems like a really good actor for him to have like brushed it off so convincingly. And but yeah, he was nervous.
I would like to walk up and look at the big painting, like just casually while we're talking.
Yeah. Okay, so you can walk up and move towards it. The painting is it's like an abstract piece. It's black and white and gray, and it just kind of like paint splatters and like strokes of the paintbrush. Man, it seems like they probably paid like way too much money for it. Like, you know, like and it's in a nice frame, a nice black ornate wooden frame. And
is it reachable? Like, can I touch it with my hand?
Yeah. What are you doing, Jemiah? That's...
Oh, I'm so sorry. Like sometimes like
that's a very expensive painting.
I'm very sorry. I just was so drawn to like, it's a beautiful piece of work. Who was the artist?
Linda got it from an auction many years ago, but let's not mess with that anymore. I appreciate you showing interest, though. And you know, I will probably be auctioning off a lot of stuff around the house soon anyway, because you know, it brings back memories, and it's just been really hard for us. And he's trying to like change the topic.
Yeah. I will oblige his attempt to change the subject.
Yeah.
And just go along with it.
You know, eventually he walks you to the door and he's like, but you know, it really was lovely having you over today.
Absolutely. And once again, let me know if Sally wants to come over and just hang out for a little bit. Or I can come over here. It's whatever's easiest for y'all.
Absolutely. I'll definitely talk to Sally and get back to you as soon as I can.
Okay. And she'll step out and wave and walk off.
Nice. Daniel, what are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna go back into the house, and after last night's conversation, I don't think a conversation about, hey, when the bloody hell are the kids' birthdays anyway is gonna be appreciated. So I'm gonna go and look at the calendar, and I hope that Helen is the type to mark the kids' birthdays on the calendar.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see that one of the girls is having a birthday in a week.
Yes, perfect. Right. I can turn this into me being a good guy again. Haha. So, Helen's not up yet, right?
No, Helen's like, she's still got her sleeping mask on. She hasn't budged.
And what time is it?
It's like 1 p.m. now.
Right. I'm gonna go to the kitchen. I'm going to prepare tea, muesli, eggs and bacon, and a glass of orange juice. Put it all on a tray. Take it to her.
And before you even reach the bed, she like you can see her kind of like tossing and like she's sniffing. She can smell what you cooked.
Good morning, darling.
Is that you, Daniel?
That's me, yes. I
She lifts
bought
up
you
her face
breakfast.
mask. Oh, Daniel. And she sits up a little bit. Wow, that's so sweet of you.
Don't tell me that all it took.
Realize that yesterday's oversight was entirely my fault, and I'm sorry, Helen. I'll try to make sure it doesn't happen again.
Look at you taking responsibility. It was all your fault. And I really appreciate you coming clean.
Yes, it was most unreasonable of me. I thought to make up for it, I would make you some breakfast in bed, and I also thought that maybe we could start talking about, I don't think, did we ever name the kids?
I don't think we have.
Call one Julie.
Okay. Yep, I'm gonna write that down.
I noticed that it's Julie's birthday next week as well, I remembered. So I thought perhaps I could go and speak to the Goodmans, and maybe we could have a bit of a cookout for her. How old is she turning this year?
She's turning 8.
Turning 8. There you go. So have a little party. We can invite some of her friends, and the Goodmans, you know, they really do a good barbecue.
They do. Their burgers are phenomenal.
I can go and speak to them today if you'd like, and see if they're available.
That is just so thoughtful. Daniel, I'm very proud of you. You know, and Julie will appreciate it too. You guys never really got a chance to bond in the way that I hoped you would. I mean, you're always off on your flights and whatnot.
Yes, I'm always off on flights. Come back and they're at school and things, and I won't lie to you, I do struggle with kids anyway, even my own boy, but I'd like to make an effort.
Well, that's really sweet. You know, this is why I fell for you, Daniel.
I know.
It's very thoughtful. Well, I won't tell Julie. Maybe we can make it a surprise thing.
I like that, yes. She likes surprises. Is she into parties? Does she like having a lot of people around, or should we keep it a little more? Oh. Oh. Oh!
Not a bad face of freeze.
Helen! Helen, are you
Am
okay?
I here?
There you
I
are.
am okay. Oh my god, this internet's driving me crazy. All right. Yeah, Julie, you know, she really enjoys spas and getting massages, and handsome masseuse men.
Really? She's 8.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's weird, you know, that's just Julie's taste. And you know, she really likes it. Like maybe at the party we can have like a sauna, get one of those rent a saunas. And what else would Julie like at this party? And you know, for her birthday, you know, she probably wants a gift card to Goldman Sachs.
Right, well, I don't know what that is, but I'm sure we can arrange something.
Wonderful.
Okay, well, fairly good show. I'll,
Goldman Sachs is a very expensive department store.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well then, I'll go and speak to the Goodmans today. We'll look at saunas tonight this evening together. Are you going to be popping into work at all, or do you think you'll just take the day off now? It's 1 p.m.
Listen, it's been a hard couple of days. I'm going to take a mental health day.
I think that's a good idea. What with Linda and everything as well,
Yeah, she was a good friend.
Perfectly understandable. Perfectly understandable. So I'll head over to the Goodmans. Would you like to come along?
I think I'm going to sit this one out. I just need to catch up on my rest.
Of course, of course. Well, you enjoy breakfast. I'll head over there now. I'm up and ready. And we'll talk about saunas later, and I'll see about getting a gift card to this old person's saxophone. A band, is it? Maybe. I'll go and do that then.
You say golden saxophone?
Yes, wonderful. Thank you so much. Bye. And she'll flip over the face mask and return to her sleep. Oh, actually, no, she's gonna flip over the face mask and start sipping her coffee and eating the food, but with the face mask down, because we can't be having that midday bright white light.
Yeah, totally. Well, that's all Daniel needed. He now has a reason to go to the Goodmans. So he's going to go and put on a nice jacket and head over.
So as you're heading over, you actually see James in his black Audi drive past you. You see Benjamin in the passenger seat.
Backseat.
Oh, right. Backseat. Sorry, my bad. You see Benjamin in the back seat. Yeah, and they pull up on the driveway.
I'll head on over. Morning, Benji.
Morning. Hey, thanks for coming out last night.
That's okay. I'm sorry I wasn't more help, but it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I hope they looked
Yeah.
after you, okay?
Yeah, they actually told me that it was the other guy's fault.
Perfect. Did you get off light then?
No. They gave me all kinds of crap, dude. Like, listen, they're taking my money. They took my car. They're not even fixing it. And now I tell you what, I'm going to talk to Peter. I'm going to see if I can get some of this community service sorted out.
Peter could probably help out, yes.
They gave you community service?
Yeah. They said that I could either do that or they were going to incarcerate me.
Incarcerate you?
Yeah, like some kind of criminal.
Mm-hmm. Like people who drive drunk.
I was just trying to get home.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Well, if they've taken your car, you can get lots of Uber practice in.
I've got a moped in the garage.
Well, okay. Still, Ubers are good in the rain. Uber.
You also see Jeremiah leave the Reese household as you're having this conversation.
Aha. Benji will bring you up to speed. Jemiah is our latest plant in the Reese household. Let's go and see if she found out anything interesting.
Yeah. Have we met before? Because I smell really bad.
You smell really bad?
Yeah, like I was at the club for like 5 hours.
I mean, I'm sure you and Jemiah have met. You've all lived on this.
Okay, all right, yeah. Just making sure that like we're not doing first impressions of like
Gotcha.
Of like clubbing, no shower, night in jail. Hi. Yeah.
Understandable. Yeah. Understandable.
Right. So no, I'm good. I'm comfortable. I'm walking up with a story, not baggage.
Let's head on over. Jemiah! Good to see you. Benji's just heading over to
hi
Peter's.
Again.
Yes.
Wait, is everybody walking this way or is it just you?
I'll start. Benji's behind me. Good.
Yeah, I follow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just stopped by Peter's house.
Oh.
Well.
So,
what did Peter have to say?
Benji and James have been looking into all this too. They were there when it happened. What did you find?
Well, nothing really. There are paintings swapped in the house, and
I saw that.
He gets very defensive about it. Well, not defensive, but he didn't. I wouldn't ask questions about it or touch them,
paintings.
For that matter.
I think it might be like covering something up.
Pretty sure it is.
I mean, I touched the painting and it was a fiasco. So, yeah, I don't think it's there for aesthetic reasons. Also, he mentioned something about the stairs giving out and they looked fine to me. So I guess I'm just reassuring you that you have a good idea that something is amiss, I guess.
I heard him lie to Linda's parents about the stairs.
Really?
Yeah.
Benji,
all that checks out.
I'm gonna ask a favor of you as you go over there.
Yeah.
Knock that painting off the wall.
Oh,
just knock it off the wall.
Just have an accident, fall over, do something. We've got to see what's behind it.
I already had an accident, Daniel.
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. It fits your MO.
You can say you were just still shaking.
I probably have concussion.
Yes.
Perfect. You have concussion, you fell down the stairs and knocked the painting.
I gotta fall downstairs.
You could.
You were hit really hard. It might see it later.
Jemiah would like to lean in and say, did I miss something?
Oh, he went out thinking he didn't need an Uber, and he got rammed by another car.
It was his fault.
I didn't say it was your fault, but you did forfeit the Uber, so
He probably would have hit the Uber too. And then
You
I
would be
would've died.
you would be the best candidate to knock the painting off the wall.
yeah.
You need to go over there anyway. It's just mounting up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
But he's
heading
probably
over.
gonna help me with the community service if I screw up his painting.
Well, we can work on that.
You can first get your words in, and then as you're heading out, you can go, oh, the concussion or whatever the and then just like lean against the wall, put your hand on the painting, slide it forward.
Their bathroom's upstairs, right?
Oh yeah, that's true as well.
Excuse me. Their bathroom's
Okay.
upstairs. You can just ask if you can use the toilet quickly. Have a cup of
All
tea.
right.
Go in for a little while. Say it's embarrassing. You want to talk in private.
Okay. You guys coming with me?
No, I'm heading over to the Goodmans. I saw Peter
I was just there.
at the Goodmans. Oh, you were just there. Sorry,
no.
sorry.
Yeah, no, yeah.
James, you coming with me?
I'm pretty sure Peter hates me.
I'm supposed to knock the painting off and look?
Yes. It's called multitasking, Benji. You're a smart man. You
Well-
take
I'm very smart.
Actually,
you're asking
James,
yes.
what I could do is I've got some binoculars in my household. I can give you the binoculars, and you could be just doing a regular community watch, neighborhood security look around and see if you can find an angle that you can see the painting from.
Can I see from like my house? Is the Reed's house visible? Like, is that logical for me?
Yes, you can see the Reed's house,
I think.
but they're not like directly like across from you.
All right. Yes. I'll try. I don't know how good my angle is, and I'm not too fond of sitting in a bush or anything like that. And I haven't climbed a tree in 15 years, so
I believe in you.
For
Now,
all we know, this guy shoots people.
yes, getting to that. This morning, I saw him looking out the window, shiftily, with a gun.
And you want me to knock this guy's painting off his wall?
Yes, it'll be fine.
do you really think he's got a rifle in his back pocket?
And if he shoots you, James will be a witness.
Yes.
I could always pretend like I left something.
Yeah. That.
We could do that. You
That
can head.
idea is good.
You...
I mean, it can work both.
Okay. I mean, I just don't want to go in there by myself.
Yeah. Like,
Why don't you two go in together then, Jemiah? You can keep Benji company.
yes. And
Don't get us killed, Benji.
You can't kill both of us.
No, well, I'm not sure that's how that works, but okay.
I'll keep watch then.
Yes, he was looking when he had the gun. He was looking towards the Goodmans, Robinsons, and Sheila. So I've got an alibi to go and speak to the Goodmans. I'm gonna go and ask them some questions.
All right. How did she get in with the Goodmans?
It happens to be one of Helen's girls' birthdays next week, so I'll go and ask them about their barbecuing.
It's a all right. No. Yes, please do. That sounds like a good alibi.
It's a perfect alibi.
All right. So, James, where you staking out?
Free.
Yeah, I think he's gonna pick like a part of his garden that is the most like angled towards the house, and get himself set up so that he can fake gardening with his binoculars. Like he's very, he's gonna try.
From your garden, looking towards the Reese house, you cannot see the staircase through the window.
Would there be an angle from me to actually see it?
There would be. But you're gonna have to get creative. Because there's because you have to get elevation somehow.
Let me see. All right then. Can I use I was gonna say something. Never mind. I think I want to find a tree then.
Okay. There you have a tree in your front yard. And yeah, you can do you want to try climbing it?
Yeah, I'll take some like with the safety cap on, specifying that. I'll take like some of those clippers you use to get like branches off to give myself a reason for being in the tree. And I'll probably like get a ladder for the first half.
Awesome. So you can open up the ladder and get up to a certain height reasonably, and you notice that you're just out of sight. You just need to get a little bit higher. There's some branches that you can reach for, but in order to get to that perfect elevation, you're gonna need to roll an athletics check.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna.
Oh, 1 sec.
What is it again? I'm gonna spend a point for that.
I've just realised how hard it is to cross your fingers with a broken finger.
Please don't fall from the tree. Oh, it's a fall.
Sorry about that.
Never.
4. Okay. You fumble a little bit, and can you roll a filch? No, not a filch test. Can you roll? Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, that's the closest that we have. So can you roll a filch test?
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll roll that straight. Oh, thank you, God.
Okay, so you fumble on the branch. The clippers fall, but you manage to like grasp onto it. So you kick the ladder over as you're swinging back and forth, hanging from this branch, and
oh no,
and you're chilling now, like you're hanging from a tree.
Am I like in the tree with my clippers and my binoculars?
You have the binoculars on your neck, but the ladder and the clippers have fallen, and you are now hanging from the tree. Well, so before we resume this, what are the rest of you doing?
I'm gonna keep walking to the Goodmans.
Maya and I are headed to Peter's place again. Jemima, I'm gonna let you lead. you had the whole story about like forgetting something, and I'm just going to use it as an in to be like, yeah, I got a question about whole community service. Apologies for the coughing.
Sounds good. So we'll walk up to the door again. Awkward.
Yeah, you don't hear anything from inside. It sounds quiet inside.
I will knock.
It takes a second for Peter to come down the stairs. He opens the door. Oh, Jeremiah, you're back. Oh, and you've brought Benjamin. Hi, Benjamin.
Hey, Peter. Good morning.
Yeah, we ran into each other on the road, but I was wondering, I can't seem to find my keys. Did I happen to leave my keys inside?
I didn't see them anywhere, but feel free to come take a look and let's see if we can find them.
Thanks.
Do you mind if I come in too, Peter? I caught up with Jemiah on the street, and she said that she was coming back to look for her keys, and I thought it would be a good opportunity to ask you a question that I have about an inconvenience that I have experienced from down at the station.
Oh no. Are they harassing you?
Yes.
What they do? Listen, I know that some of the guys over there can be pretty disagreeable.
They are so disagreeable?
Yeah. I'm really sorry about the inconvenience. What's going on?
So first, this guy hit me last night. And, in the confusion of everything that's happening, they have my car because it's like evidence in this, like, this guy hitting me maliciously. But now, I was out just trying to have a good night. Everything was fine, but they're making me do this whole community service thing. And and I'm all about paying the fine. The fine I am all about because I know where that money goes. It helps the community. It's good for everybody, paying the fine. But if I'm doing so much community service, then it's going to be harder for me to pay the fine. And so I was wondering if you could help me slide a little bit on that.
That's a little bit more of that's a little bit larger of a favor than I was expecting, if I'm being honest. We can talk about this further in private, but right now, why don't we just help Jemiah find her keys?
Okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, I didn't realize it would be a really big deal. You being as powerful as you are.
So while this is happening, James is now hanging from a tree, and he has no easy way of getting down. There's pretty much like two options more if you can think of it more, but like the most obvious things for James right now are to either let go, which could potentially be an injury, or to somehow try to like attract attention for some help.
Okay. God. Because everybody's gone right now. Everybody's gone and I'm just hanging from a tree. Oh, man. Is there anybody around? Do I see anybody?
At this point, you don't see anyone outside, but you know that Sheila is next door in her home.
All right. Because I'm like hanging like this.
Yep.
Is it possible for me to actually try to pull myself up?
Yeah, you can try that. That's gonna be another athletics check.
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll.
Some chin-ups.
Yeah. All right, I'll spend another point on that one, please.
I hear your cat in the background.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No. But it's just funny because like you're stuck in a tree, and your cat's like, "Oh shit!"
That's my cat. Wondering why are you here? It's a 4.
So you're trying to pull yourself up, and you're straining, and it's been a while since you've been out on the field, and you can't manage to pull yourself up.
I guess. I guess I gotta take the L and just like, I gotta drop myself.
Okay. So, let's see. Can you... All right, this is, I don't think that, sure. Can you roll a stability roll?
All right. Do I have any points of stability? Yes, I do. I'm gonna give it 1 point. I don't want a concussion.
No, dude. Nobody wants concussions.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
So, you land, and you break your fall, and you don't seem to have any injuries. It was like a shock to your system when you hit the ground, but you might get a bruise on your bum later. But for now, you're pretty okay. Like but unfortunately, you no longer have the vantage point.
Yeah, I guess that's the moment where James is like, Jemiah, I trust in you. I'm not getting back up there. Screw that. He I think he's gonna try to see if, no, he's gonna text Daniel and he's gonna say just fell from tree, not happening.
And while you're fumbling and you the branches are shaking, can you make an unobtrusiveness roll as well?
All right. I haven't got anything in that.
Okay. So oh no, glasses.
What the heck, dude? Did that just happen?
Yes, I just picked them up. They fell over.
So with all that ruckus that you're making in the tree, Sheila comes running out of her house. She's wearing an apron, and she has like flour all over the apron. She's like probably in the middle of baking or something.
Is there time for me to chuck the binoculars into like the shove them under the closest bush I can find?
It might be. I mean, if you want to try to get rid of the binoculars, you can roll a conceal.
Yeah, I will. I'll roll that straight. Oh, I should have used it.
So there's like a bush that's right by you by the base of this tree, and you're like sliding it under, but it gets like caught on your shoulder, like the strap on the binoculars like caught on your shoulder, and you're like trying to take it off, and it's just like all getting like tangled up in like the branches, and so you're not able to completely remove the binoculars off of you. But Sheila approaches you, and she says, she has like a shocked look on her face. She runs up to you. Are you okay?
I seem to not have broken anything. Thank you, Sheila.
What's going on out here? Trimming the trees?
Yeah, I was trying to, but the ladder slipped and I found myself hanging from a tree.
Well, you got to be careful these days, with Linda falling down the stairs and now you knocking over ladders. It just like there's just an air of clumsiness on Poplar Lane
Yeah,
recently.
it's terrible. I'm just glad I didn't get hurt, but sore as
Do you need a first aid kit? I mean, I have one in my house if you want to.
I think I'm good, but I'll take a look at it tonight.
Do you want a cup of tea maybe? Or I'm baking some cookies. I mean, you can if you want to stick around and have a cookie.
James sort of glances like to his left and he's really thinking about whether he should just like bail from the mission
If she says anything about a cookie jar, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Yeah. She actually you notice like she sees your binoculars. You can see her eyes like shift over to your binoculars. And when she sees them, like she starts like twirling her hair. and she like bites her lip a little bit as she speaks too.
James needs like 3 seconds to buffer. And then he's like, you know what? If you give me a couple of seconds to put this ladder away, I'll take you up on that offer.
Sounds like a date. And she'll turn around with a hair flip and make her way back to her house.
James is sort of staring at his knees like, all right.
So, back at the Goodmans, Daniel, how you approaching this?
I don't like to beat around the bush. I'm just gonna go straight up to the door and knock.
Yeah. And Lawrence actually answers the door. He looks stern, but he always looks stern. And oh, hi Daniel.
Hello there.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm doing well as I can. How about you?
It's been hard for Henry and I, but we've got work to do, and
I remember at the party you and Linda were looking after Linda, and I know this must.
Actually, that was my husband looking after Linda. I was distracted that night.
Oh, I see. Sorry. Yes, it was. It was barbecues that I wanted to come and talk to you about. Could I come in?
Yeah, of course. And he'll swing the door open. The Goodman's place is it's very like dark woods, lots of navy blue and black and stainless steel, and it's very mask. Like there's and it smells like the whole house smells like cologne. It's like smells like it was drenched in cologne.
Smells like one of the old golf clubs. Long story short, we've got a kid's birthday coming up. I wanted to talk with you with the details, but before we do, I wanted to give the proper respect to Linda and everything and check that you all were okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, Henry and Linda were very close. So this has been especially hard for Henry, but
is Henry around?
Yeah. He's probably downstairs in the office. Do you want to speak to Henry?
Oh, no, not particularly. I was just, point of order. If he wasn't, I would have said send him my respects, but I'm sure he'll come out when he wants to or needs to or whatever.
Yeah, I think he's just working on a case.
Oh, that's fair enough. Working on a case. What is it Henry does again?
We're both lawyers.
Oh, right. Oh, interesting. Say, funny business that, isn't it, with Blender? I've not seen any police or anything around.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that there needs to be that much investigation for a simple household accident. So, I don't know. I don't really see a reason for the police to get very involved.
I mean, Lawrence, can I confide in you?
Of course.
Well, that day outside, I heard a loud bang. I'm not saying I heard anything particular, but it could have been. I don't want to throw about accusation, but I'm just saying maybe there is a little more to it.
Well, I'm sure the EMTs would have seen if there was anything unusual.
I'm sure.
Listen, you gotta have some faith in the system. I think you're being a little paranoid, Daniel, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, perhaps I am. Perhaps I am being paranoid. Perhaps indeed. Yes. Yes.
But this is not why.
Yes, no, not why I came over at all. Just point of order when you mentioned being a lawyer. I noticed there wasn't an investigation. Thought that might have been the sort of thing you do. But yes, household accident, no need. No need.
He gives a half smile.
How have you and Peter been since? Have you managed to talk to him much? I haven't really. I only saw him at the Shiva.
Yeah, I mean, our families are close. But I mean, he seems to be holding it together pretty well, considering how much of a tragedy this all has been.
Yes, yes indeed. It is a tragedy.
So what brings you here?
Well, yeah, it's little Julie's birthday next week, and we want to have a bit of a barbecue bash, and I thought to myself, well, if we're gonna have a cookout, who do I want doing the food? And of course, Goodman.
You have good taste, I see.
I do indeed. Whilst we're talking, I'll start talking about the details of the party, which, like, we don't need to go into deep roleplay about.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I want to, like, look around and just, like, I don't know. I almost want to, like, insight check him or something. Oh, bullshit detector. Can I use my bullshit detector?
Yeah. Okay, so you're using your bullshit detector, man?
Yeah, I've got 3 in it, so.
Gotcha. So, you did get a red flashing light in your head saying that something is definitely off about this guy. When you talk about Linda, he seems way more like, you can tell that, like, deep down he's actually very heartbroken. When you talk about Peter, you can tell that deep down he's very cold. And when you talk about an investigation, you can tell that deep down he's very concerned.
So I'll finish up talking about the birthday stuff, and then as we're sort of wrapping up and leaving, I'll just, like, try and drop a big hint. And, you know, it occurs to me that the household accident, you know, if anything was up, Peter would be getting Peter would be a prime suspect, I guess. Huh. Funny, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be too worried. In fact, I think that it's probably best if we just left the family alone during these hard times, and I don't think that this speculating is actually very respectful. So we should probably stay in our lane. You should probably stay in your lane.
Well,
And,
you know me, Lawrence. Neighborhood watch and security are my top concerns when I'm around.
Oh, of course, Daniel. Gives you a nudge a little too hard.
Anyway, I'll catch you around.
See you around, Daniel. Yeah, he definitely is very much trying to imply that you should really be minding your own business.
Oh yeah, I get that. I'm picking up what he's putting down, and I'm filing it away in a cabinet next to a piece of red string that goes straight on my conspiracy board.
Yeah. And we're back at the Reese house, where Jemima and Benjamin. Jemima and Benjamin. That's gonna happen a lot.
In here.
It's smelling real mapley in the Reese household.
Sticky situation.
Sticky situation.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was good, Jordan. All right. Back at the Reese household, Peter had just finished kind of letting down Benjamin in terms of his request.
Standard.
But and now he's looking around for keys for Jemiah.
I suppose I will wander over to the I guess the staircase where these two paintings are, and see if I can see what Jemiah was talking about as far as like which two paintings she was talking are the important ones to pay attention to.
Yeah, you can tell.
Okay.
It's pretty clear what she was referring to, and and Peter says something along the lines of like, "Oh, I'm not seeing these keys anywhere, Jemiah. We didn't really go far. You were here in the kitchen most of the time."
I have a question. Did we sit at a table or like a counter or something?
Yeah, you sat at the kitchen table once to eat.
Okay. I'm gonna go into the kitchen and be like, Peter, can you help me look under this table? I really have no idea where I put them.
Yeah, sure. And okay, yeah, that works.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go for it.
Am I able to tell of the two paintings which one Jemiah, James, and Daniel wanted me to mess up? Yeah.
Well, I don't think that it was ever really clearly stated which one is the one that's important to move.
Okay.
So I think it's kind of up in the air. I don't think it was ever really made clear.
Okay. Then I'll just all right, here I go.
Which one are you?
Shrugging to myself. Oh, no. The first one I come to, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh God, my concussion," and fall against the wall and just, with the paint.
Are you using any investigative abilities or anything, or you're just going for it?
Going for it.
You're just going for it. Okay.
Oh no.
Can you roll a filch test?
Yeah. I got a 0 in that. So
Okay.
here we go. 6.
Okay. So yeah. I know it's I'm kind of stretching these abilities like when I said like filch for like hanging from the tree. Like I'm trying to like use like it's like weird. I'm getting used to the system. But okay, so you roll 6 and yeah, you make it seem pretty like casual. Like, you know, it's like pretty natural. It doesn't feel performative. And you fall on top of this painting. The one at the bottom of the stairs is the big one, the abstract piece. And at first, as you're falling, it gets stuck on the nail that it's like hanging off of. And so you kind of have to give it a little extra nudge, and it rips the nail off the wall. And there's a hole where the nail was, but that's not the only hole in the wall. There's another hole behind this painting, and it's a bullet hole in the wall. And I think that's where we're gonna end the episode.
Oh
Oh! Oh! I'm glad I came back when I did. Damn, I might have missed that.
What?
Everybody panic.
I did a good job, Scratticus.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Fantastic job.
I used all my abilities.
Is there a luckier character than you right now?
Yeah.
All
Oh
of
my
me
God.
believed you were gonna knock off the wrong painting, and then we were gonna have to find a way to knock down another one.
I was just gonna have another episode.
Yeah, I mean, if he had knocked down the painting at the top of the stairs, like, oh gosh, then you guys would have had to do it all over again. But luckily, he went for the one at the bottom. Yeah, but
Yeah.
wow, that was fun.
It was
All
so
right,
much fun. So much.
Great.
Well, yeah, okay, so let's wrap up. Don't have credits this week because of cast change. I haven't got the credits updated yet. But we'll go around this week and we'll do our wrap-up thing, but we'll have credits ready for next week. And yeah, so let's go around and say hello to everyone and see how we're doing. We will go in screen order this time. We'll finish with you, Jay, if that's okay. And we'll start with Gabriel at Academic.
Hello, I'm Gabriel. I can be found on Twitter as Academic and here on Twitch as Academic and pretty much everywhere as such. I don't do much. I yell on Twitter. That's what I do. That's what I'm good at. And sometimes I'm here.
Thank you. Fantastic. Next around the screen, we welcome to the cast Jordan at SassyWithSander.
Hi. This is awesome. This is just great. So I am on a podcast called Fate FM. Fate and Fable Maidens. You can find us on Twitter. You can find us pretty much everywhere. You should check it out. I play Adina, who likes fire. I do music on YouTube under SassyWithSander, and then I'm on the Twitters. So yeah, I'll catch you around.
Thank you so much. Next around the screen, we have Ascension Matt at Ascension Stories. Oh, hi!
Hi. Yeah. So my name is Matt. I'm a filmmaker and author, and Sarah and myself stream over on our Twitch channel, Ascension Stories. Let's see, alternating, we play Dungeons and Dragons homebrews on Mondays and Tuesdays nights. Other times we play video games. We're there for the laughs and for the lows, just to hang out with people, have a good community. So if you want to check us out over there, I'm on Twitter at Ascension_Matt, and it's just a collection of everything, but we stick to the art.
The art, nice. Last but most certainly not least, Jay, wonderful job today. Oh my god, I was hanging on your every word.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I am Jay, or Jay Guns Gold. And yeah, I mean, I had a lot of fun today.
It was fantastic. Fantastic. Well, we are going to go on a raid. We do need a raid cry, if anyone has one. Pop one in chat if anyone can remember a specific thing that was pretty cool. If not, we'll go for our traditional Let's Evoke Emotions. Do come along for the raid. You never know, we might make someone's day. I've not decided who we're raiding yet, but you never know, we might make someone's day. Actually, I think I know who we're gonna raid today. So we're gonna go and do a little raid, and that'll be a ton of fun. Please check out our closing links. Here you can find all the information about us, our community, and all that good stuff. You can find new merch in the merch website. And check out all the links. Also check out our sponsors, Mage Hand Press and Bird in the Storm Publishing, because they make this possible. So check them out. Yeah, let us go on a raidy route. We will see you very shortly, everyone. Keep on evoking emotions, and we will see you later on. Bye.
Bye, guys.